Hey guys, what's going on? So right before we head into the video, I just wanted to address a couple things because as you probably noticed right now, not everything is the exact same way that it used to be. So first off, I changed my background. I was getting a little sick and tired of the green screen, so I got the Tyler the Creator Goblin album, and I got this like looking tapestry right behind me. I just wanted to try something new. If y'all like it, I'll stick with it. If y'all don't like it, then I'll go back to the green screen, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. And as you can tell, the camera quality is a lot more different. I decided I like this camera a lot more. If y'all don't like it, just let me know and I'll probably go back to the one previously, but as of right now, this one seems to be a lot better. Yeah, just wanted to address that real quick so that way no one's confused or anything. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments and let's jump right into the video.
Chase a chick, never chase a bitch, chase no bitch, mask on, got a fucking mask.
So I've seen this trend happening for over the past couple of days. It seems that anyone who has any amount of wealth, any person who even has a sense of like traditional way of thinking is automatically seen as an Andrew Tate wannabe. And not to say there hasn't been a rise of like pseudo masculine guys who show off their Bugattis and Lamborghinis and try to talk about what it's like to be a real man when these guys haven't even worked a day in their lives and they're just probably glorified crypto bros. But it's almost to the point now where any person who even thinks of, any person who even has the thought of improving and abstaining from all these different things is automatically called some type of incel. In my opinion, just because you view a person as not the same as you or even as insecure doesn't mean they're trying to emulate another type of person. It would be the equivalent of saying eating bear meat, right? And you're eating bear meat and you're talking about you like cooking it this way, you like eating it that way, and then automatically someone starts pointing the finger at you and calling you a Joe Rogan fanboy and how you just copy everything Joe Rogan does. You probably believe in Area 51 holding aliens. In reality, all you've done is you have the same personality traits as someone that's popular. And it's even gotten to the point where going to the gym is now seen as a right-wing conspiracy, as if the right has some type of monopoly on fitness and a monopoly on trying to better yourself through physical strength. Does anyone remember when Joey Swole was blowing up that everyone was calling him misogynistic, incel, woman hater, all because he was calling out women who were harassing men by essentially blowing up over nothing, even though the men themselves hadn't been doing anything, and he was telling these women just to mind their own business? Yeah, what people fail to mention is that he was saying the exact same thing to guys because his message was you shouldn't be filming people in the gym, not that, oh, we need to start hating women. It's almost as if there's no way to have an opinion nowadays without someone trying to group you with another group of people. And I've already seen this with the self-improvement community, talking about discipline, making your own motivation, going to the gym, no fap, abstaining from alcohol and drugs, not taking part of hookup culture is now seen as some crazy whack job conspiracy, and that it's being perpetrated by misogynistic incels who listen to Andrew Tate religiously and are basically praying at their computers as they listen to his next podcast. Because even though these things in and of themselves have nothing to do with women or dating dynamics or anything that's been buzzing over the past 6 months or even years, people take these little buzzwords, they associate it with people that they don't like, and then just say, oh, these people automatically correlate with that person all because I don't like what they're saying. Now I know what some people start thinking. Okay, well, Nate, what's your opinion of Andrew Tate? What do you think about him? What do you think about the human trafficking? And what do you think about this thing that he said? And what do you think about what he said about who cares? What my opinion is of one person. If you like what he says, cool, use it as motivation, but you still have to chart out your own life. You still have to make your own decisions. And if you don't like him, who cares again? Because at the end of the day, he's one person. Why are you taking this one person that you disagree with and obsessing over it for hours on end to the point where just mentioning his name is enough to trigger people into these hour-long videos talking about here's this way of exposing him, here's this way of exposing him. I remember there's a great video that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's talking about toxic internet culture, and honestly, it perfectly summarizes all the bullshit that's been going on with the internet. It talks about all the toxic subcultures of the internet and how there's practically no nuance. There's no way to discuss ideas. And it's because of this toxicity that's led to the demonization of self-improvement as a concept in general. Any form of self-improvement, physically, mentally, socially, emotionally. But in reality, it's just another barrier to climb through for people on self-improvement. It's a mental one. I could repeat what every other self-improvement channel has already done and talk about how you need to stop preaching self-improvement to your friends. Unfortunately, the topics has already been covered, but it's time to actually look at the other side. Whether that be us in the self-improvement community looking at others that we disagree with, or the people that disagree with us, trying to look at where we come from. I grew up in the anti-SJW community, a community that was at the time popularized by memes of Ben Shapiro, Milo Yiannopoulos owned compilations, and that was littered with change my mind memes. What I didn't realize is, even though I still disagreed with them on the majority of things, I didn't realize where feminists were coming from.
Imagine a young woman. Throughout her life, even at young ages, she was assaulted to varying degrees. She grows up having to see people she cares about go through the same. And from time to time, she sees these experiences on the news as well. So then she signs up for Twitter. And shortly after, her feed becomes littered with people who have gone through similar things as her, but they're much angrier than she is. And then one day she sees something online that makes her snap a little. And she goes on to say something that maybe she shouldn't have, or maybe it was poorly articulated, or maybe something as simple as this image. And then a guy comes in with his own perspective and responds to what she said. Obviously, whatever was said, but my point is, that guy didn't even stop to think about the kind of life that she would have had to live to say something like that, or feel the way she does. And maybe if he did, he would have responded differently. He may have even been in support of her, because understanding where something really comes from can change the meaning of it. And in addition to that, it might explain why someone like her would react the way that she did. Now let's flip this. Imagine a young man. He goes through his entire life being ignored, denied the privilege of having certain experiences because he's not enough of a person to most people. And on top of that, he has personal issues of his own that he has no emotional support to get through it with. He wishes he could be someone else. He wishes he could be someone that people cared about. So then one day he stumbles onto self-improvement, and now he finds himself consuming what would be considered red pill content. But he sees him being constantly scrutinized simply for existing. So one day he sees something that makes him want to speak up and defend the idea of self-improvement. And then someone comes in with their own perspective and responds to what he said. They might be offended, they might be concerned, they might be well-intentioned. But regardless, they say something that he doesn't take kindly. But again, that person didn't even stop to think about the kind of life that man must have lived to say something like that, or to feel the way that he does. They didn't see the years of lived experiences that led to that comment, the things that stuck with him. And maybe if they did, or even cared, they would have responded differently.
In my community, weren't looking at how feminists were being raised, and feminists in turn weren't looking at how people in the self-improvement community were raised. It was just easier to call feminists feminazis, and it was easier for feminists to call my community full of incels and misogynists. Self-improvement in and of itself would include communities like Hamza and Cole Hastings have little to nothing to do with dating dynamics. Sure, there are videos made on it, and sure, there have been videos that have garnered a lot of attention because of it. Even those videos don't have anything to do with trying to get 9 girlfriends, trying to find a way to get your body count up to 1,000. But of course, these are the videos that go viral. It's the ones that get the most reactions, and therefore it's the way that the majority of people start to view us. I would say that these channels are more about viewing mental health, the different struggles that we come up against, some things that we haven't even thought about that we had problems with. It's a deeper dive into those problems we may face, why we face these problems, and how we get over these problems. Try motivating each other to become stronger, to become better, to become wiser. And I've said it a million times. To give ourselves the body that we've always wanted, to get over those insecurities that have been plaguing us for some of us since childhood, whether that be because of trauma or some other cause. Not by saying that we're perfect the way we are, but by actually implementing change. And we're not doing this in the hopes that other people start to like us. We do it because we're fed up with the way our lives have been for so long. People or girls liking us because of the changes that we implement are simply just a byproduct of our hard work. We're not any type of wannabe. We're not an Andrew Tate wannabe. We're not any type of wannabe. We are ourselves. Sure, look, there's no doubt there's going to be douchebags in every community. There's no doubt that there's going to be people trying to take advantage, or even those who are actually spreading a harmful message. But for those of us who are changing, we're doing it for the betterment of ourselves. Calling this incels or saying that we have small dick energy is not hurting anyone but yourself, because while we are trying to become better, people calling us these things are only obsessing over bringing other people down and trying to stay locked away in a hug box. So stop writing off people, if you are, who are into self-improvement as Andrew Tate wannabes. Like I said before, and I've said it in a million videos, we are here to take accountability for our lives and to become better. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you watched all the way through, that means you like this channel and that you like this video. So make sure to scroll down right now, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to turn on notifications, write a comment. I read all comments, and I'll see y'all all soon. Stay safe, stay smart, and start taking accountability today. Peace.
Chase a chick, chase. Never chase a bitch, chase no bitch. Mask on, got a fucking mask on.